Fascinating chapter of The Promised Neverland. Sister Krone is definitely growing on me as a character. I don't trust all of what she said in the latest chapter, but I do say that majority of what she said probably is close to the truth. Let's talk about the human situation real quick. That is probably the little piece of information that really got me fascinated. Sister Krone apparently says that there is some humans she is aware of that is on equal standing with the demons. And when I think about that, that lets us know that there's humans out there, from her speculation, that can communicate with the demons and get out and leave and everything will be fine. They're like equal standing. It's not where the demons are looking down upon the humans are not looking down upon, the demons. They're on equal standing, equal terms. We don't really know exactly what's going on there because, as we know in this chapter, it's all according to Sister Krone's speculation of what was going on there. She was just speculating on what the type of connection or roles that these other humans have that are not a part of the farm. So, with that being said, this lets us know that there is humans out there that are not being used. They're not being used to be used as food or anything for the demons or whatever, all of humans are being used for. We don't know all the details right now, but we do know, however, there is humans out there that are not being used. And this lets us know if they're on equal standing with the demons, there are definitely some humans working with them, definitely helping them out. For instance, not humans like, the mothers or the mamas or anything like that. It's not like people like Sister Krone or Isabel. It's not like that. There's actually humans out there that are probably a part of politics, controlling the world and stuff, that are on equal standing and being able to do different things besides just dealing with the farm. So, what this means is that if there is some form of connection with the humans and demons and how they have like a partnership or something, maybe the human society is giving their children over to these demons for some form of peace treaty and it's causing it where these humans, are getting fed, for instance, the children, that's a potential possibility. And if these children were to escape, I could see something like this happening. If the children escape, and let's say they make it out of the walls and they try to go into human society, I could see them getting caught rather easily because of one key thing that many, I noticed, haven't really took the time to really think about. And that would be the barcode on their neck, the big-ass barcode on their neck. It doesn't seem like something that really would stop you from going and leaving the place, but in reality, if the majority of human society has accepted the rule of the demons, or whatever they're doing with the children, if about the vast majority of the population has accepted it, then the children can't really do much about it. If they were to escape and get to human society, they would just be turned back over to the demons and been executed right then and there, turned into food, because they managed to get out. And then also the barcodes would give them away. So the only way for these children to enter into society that might already be corrupt and completely changed because all of humanity might have already accepted what is going on would be to burn that mark off or somehow remove it away, maybe cover their neck or something. Because with that being said, this lets us know that these children, even if they were to leave the farm and make it to society, we don't even know if society will open their arms for these children, because this lets us know with this connection with the humans and demons that there's people out there that accept whatever these demons are doing. Probably a big organization as well. I mean, you don't just, have kids going off to farms and stuff, all these kids being used for meat. I mean, it's a big project with these demons for it to just be something that's very small. So clearly there's something going on here, and definitely a big portion of humanity that's probably sided with the demons that are helping them out. So if the children are to leave, that's GG right then and there. Now, with that being said, let's talk about the other pieces of information we got. Let's talk about how you become a mother, or what happens when you're selected and you go to a different place to finally try to become someone like Sister Krone and Isabel. It's a cutthroat situation. If you're in this, certain house and all that, if you're on the Grace house or the Grace farm, and you're trying to become a mother, well, you have to try to outwit your opponents. You have to outwit all the others that are trying to become the mother. And it's just a cutthroat type, entire situation. You gotta just kill everyone to get on top. And I love the cover page of this chapter. It really symbolizes what the series is actually kind of about. It's where these individual characters that are reaching high up in their, positions, for instance, Isabel and Krone, they've gotten there thanks to the mountain of corpses beneath them. All the children they've had to sacrifice since they were very young just to reach to their position. Because you gotta remember, these people, you know, Sister Krone and Isabel, even others that we are unaware of, they've had to kill so many people or just willingly let people go and die just for they can continue on surviving. I mean, you gotta think about it like this, okay? Let's say Emma was a type of character that wanted to live and just, you know, say screw everyone else. She's gonna try to survive, okay? I'm just going with that. Hypothetical. Emma's like that. She wants to, you know, survive. She'll do anything to survive. She's willing to sacrifice everyone. So right since the very beginning, they were already giving people's lives up. They were already throwing people under the bus for they can live. And that's what Sister Krone and Isabel have been doing since the very beginning of their life. So that's how hard it is to become a mother. You're gonna have to give up many people just to continue on to survive. And you know this is probably gonna carry a lot of weight on their shoulders, depending on your upbringing, depending on your connection to your friends and stuff when you're growing up, and that you probably consider brothers and sisters, and even your mother as well. It's just gonna turn your world inside out, and I can definitely see it leaving with many people with trauma just trying to survive. And so overall, I don't think all the mothers are probably completely evil. I mean, I just highly doubt that. I mean, overall, sacrificing a bunch of kids and sacrificing your friends, family, or whatever, it's still a dark thing to do. It's very fucked up, and I don't, you know, think that's the right thing to do. But, I mean, you gotta think about it like this. There might have been options they just didn't have available to them. They couldn't try to escape at all, and so right now, they are just doing anything they possibly can. Maybe they're just waiting for a chance to finally strike back at, you know, what these demons are. For instance, maybe Sister Krone, even though she's showing that she wants to be in the mother position, she wants to kind of throw the kids under the bus and also throw Isabel under the bus, she might have a change of heart. She might not be completely evil, because, I mean, with some of the ways she was interacting with the children, especially with the way her character's been drawn recently, it makes me assume she might not be completely evil. She might be someone that might turn a new leaf, and maybe Isabel as well might be someone that could be potentially good, depending on where she goes as a character. But regardless, though, I do like the direction the story is going, especially with the mothers and how they got to their position, to, you know, how the children right now, they're having a battle of wits with the adults, because it's really something I appreciate, actually. I really want to take a moment to just appreciate the battle of wits going on between Sister Krone and Norman and Emma, because one of the things you don't normally see is something like this. Usually when it comes to shonen, it's always about characters going in, beating the shit out of each other. That's usually how shonen are. I'm not saying all shonen, but majority of shonen. And I really love just the way it feels when I'm sitting down reading this chapter, and you see how Sister Krone, she's trying to figure out what's going on with these children, what they're trying to do, what's their angle, what they're trying to get out of her, while she's trying to lie as well, making sure they don't get as much information and get the complete truth. For instance, like how security is. For instance, obviously Sister Krone, she wouldn't tell everything about security. Like, there has to be more to the security than what she said. She's definitely lying about that. There's just no way security is that lax, and they're just depending on the alarms and stuff. There's just no way in fuck that is that lax. So she's clearly lying about that. And I mean, I love the battle of wits going on, especially how Sister Krone was able to figure out what was going on with the trackers, how Emma and Norman, they were actually already aware of where the trackers were in their ear, but they were just trying to ask anyways, to kind of ask questions that they're already aware of, just to see if Sister Krone was someone to be trusted. That's what they were trying to do, and in the way of doing that, they actually gave up information that they already are very well aware where the tracker was, and that's how Sister Krone was able to find out about this and get a little bit of evidence on them of what is going on. So like I said, I really appreciate just the dynamic between these characters, just seeing them battling each other with a battle of wits and stuff, trying to outsmart each other. It's not just the normal type of shonen, seeing characters go in, beating the shit out of each other. You see, you know, characters trying to outthink each other, trying to figure out what's going to happen next, what they're going to do, what's their next move on the chessboard. I love that. I really love seeing that type of stuff. So far, The Promised Neverland continues to become a better series with each passing chapter, and this chapter does that once again. And so yeah, how do y'all feel about what's going on with Sister Krone and Norman and Emma? I mean, how do you feel about what's going on with them right now, with the dialogue they had with them? And also, what do you think about the dates, too? That's actually something I want to talk about. How do you feel about finding out the age of Krone and Isabel? Let's talk about that. So, apparently, Sister Krone, she is only 26 years old, while the mother, she is only 31. And there was something I noticed in this chapter that clearly the writer was trying to indicate at. Now, I could be wrong, it could be looking too deep into this, but it's clearly something that the writer wanted us to focus on, especially try to figure out if there's something else going on there, like a different angle. If you notice really closely, Sister Krone never stated what year she was born in. She never stated if it was like 2014, 2030, whatever. She just never stated what year she was born in. However, she said her age. And right after she said her age, the kids, they instantly start thinking what year she was born in, like 2014, 2016, whatever. They were just thinking of, you know, dates in their head, and like, whoa, that means that they were born before this book was even published. For instance, Isabel was. And that instantly points out that maybe the dates we know of are not necessarily accurate. So the calendar that we have seen throughout the series of The Promised Neverland, it might not be the proper date or year at all. It could be misleading information, and there was never actually a proper date that was given. We don't really know what year it is. So it could be like hundreds of years in the future. We're just unaware of it right now, and I could probably explain what is going on. And so I feel like the way that was written, especially with the way, you know, the ages were given, but the dates were not like what year and what day they were born, clearly the writer's trying to indicate that it is not the year that we all think it is right now. There's something definitely wrong with the year, and it could possibly be many decades and centuries later in the future, besides what we thought was on the calendar. So yeah, I mean, there is also a possibility they're on another planet as well. I mean, there is a likely possibility too, just because of, you know, the way the dates weren't really given and all that, and I mean, we don't even know what year it is, so there's a potential possibility for very advanced technology and stuff for the series, just because of, you know, how this chapter was written. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. How do you feel about this week's chapter of The Promised Neverland? I love you all so much. You have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.